This video is for all the parents of young kids who want to reprogram these children's subconscious mind with positive disciplines, with positive habits, belief systems, and positive traits without disciplining them in a violent or an abusive way. Because I have always believed that you can teach good things to your children, you can reprogram their minds without being abusive or violent. And today's video is to empower you parents with the tools to do this effectively at home. For small children, reprogramming their subconscious minds is very easy, and you do not need to go to a hypnotherapist or do any sessions for that. In this video, I will explain how you can do all this at home by first understanding how the mind works, and secondly, understanding how you can use this to put in positive files in your child's subconscious mind. First thing we must understand is when children are very young, they are largely operating out of their subconscious mind or their body, which is an automatic mind. And it is this mind that is continuously recording everything that the child is seeing, hearing, experiencing, and creating files about that. As the children grow older, their conscious, logical, critical mind starts becoming stronger and stronger. So the older they grow, the critical mind now creates a filter which does not allow some of these positive suggestions or behaviors to go inside. So it is very good, it's a good idea to start early on before this critical filter develops. When the children are young, it is very, very easy to repeatedly say certain things, and that will create positive files in their subconscious mind. And the best time to do it is just before they go to bed. One thing we must understand is when we all are, our brain waves have different frequencies, right? From, beta, gamma, alpha, theta, delta. And when we go off to deep sleep, our brain waves are in delta state, which is when all our senses are shut off. We cannot hear anything. And we are not, conscious about the world. But just before we go into deep sleep, we go through the stages called alpha and theta brainwave states. And this is the states when the brain waves are of a certain frequency where it is most receptive to whatever is being heard or whatever is being said at that time. When the child is 100% awake, the critical filter and the logical mind is operating. So the good time to put positive suggestions is just before the child goes into deep sleep. And this is the time when, as parents, you can pick a few positive sentences regarding a habit change or regarding certain beliefs that you want the child to develop, and repeat it a few times in the child's ears. Things like, I am very strong, or I stay calm in all situations, or I am very happy, or even habit changes like I brush my teeth every day, or I take a bath regularly. It might also be certain self-beliefs you want to plant in them. I am very confident, or I know my maths very well, or I am very happy learning geography. So if there are even any fears or blockages, you can use these positive suggestions to override those fears and blockages using this technique. A good way to do it is keep the suggestion short and simple. Use small, simple words that the child understands, whatever be the age of the child. Use words that can create an image, a picture, and an experience for the child internally when the child is listening to the suggestion. So it doesn't have to be very fancy English words. It can be in the language that the child understands and speaks. So it could even be the mother tongue. It doesn't have to be elaborate, grammatically correct. It can be just repeating those words 40-50 times in the child's mind that will create new files. This can be done a few minutes just before the child goes into deep sleep, and it can be done just before the child completely wakes up in the morning. So when you are going to wake up the child, waking up the child with these positive sentences is also a great idea. Both these times the child's brain waves are in alpha theta state, and that is when all these suggestions will go deep inside. You can repeat each sentence about 20 to 30 times and do it for about 2 to 3 weeks and see the magic. It has worked for me personally. It has worked for many people who have tried this out. Another thing that we must understand as parents is, as species, we are programmed, we are designed to continuously observe and learn from our environment for our survival, which means children, especially when they are very young, are continuously tuned on to their mother and their father's words, actions and behaviors, because it is a survival necessity. And this sometimes makes sure that they also pick up the not so good things from the parents. Parents oftentimes tell me that my child is speaking exactly the way I do, my child shows anger the way I'm showing anger, or my child is also using the same sentences and beliefs that I am using. This is because the child is continuously learning from the parents. So if you want your children to develop positive beliefs, to develop positive behaviors and habits, then it is also important to change your own behaviors and habits around your children so that they indirectly look at you and learn. So whatever you want your child to learn and do, please start first by doing it yourself. The third important thing you must know is that the subconscious mind or the body understands the language of pictures, images, sensations and experiences. So using things like stories, movies, art, to also communicate certain positive messages to your child is very, very effective. That is when the child does not know that my parents are trying to teach me something. So their filters do not go up. And at the same time, indirectly through the stories, you can teach a lot of positive habits to the children. In fact, when they are young, having a regular story time at night and stories that communicate certain good values, certain good habits, or that help the child learn certain positive things is a very, very good way. Even drawing and artwork can help. So these are some of the indirect ways where you can reprogram your child's subconscious mind without doing something very exceptional, without spending too much of money, and it really works. Remember, this works most effectively when the children are young. So once they become older, they become, they'll become a bit cynical, they have self-doubt, they have other filters and judgments that come. So these techniques may not be very effective as the child grows older, but when they are young and you start young, they really work like magic. If you have a teenager who is going through certain fears or negative emotions or blockages, then it is good to enroll the teenager, show this video, and let the teen record for himself or herself the suggestions that he or she needs to make and listen to it regularly. Remember, for teenagers, when the parents do it, they feel threatened, they feel that they are being controlled. So it is good for the teenagers to themselves pick and choose the areas that they want to work on. When you want to work with your children, remember, pick 1 or 2 areas. Do not be very greedy. So if you are making suggestions, then do not make suggestions on everything at the same time: health, marks, behavior, etc. Pick one area that is most important. Make 2 or 3 positive suggestions in that one area. Try it out for a month. Once it has worked, move to the next area. So these are some of the tips that I wanted to share. As parents, if you have young kids, please try these out. Please write in the comments if they have worked for you or not. If you have any other ideas for this also, please write in the comment section. And if you also want me to prepare such videos, then do not forget to press the like button and also mention in the comments what are the kind of other videos that you want me to make. I hope this was useful. Happy parenting.